I want to break down the main myths that I see when it comes to building a coaching and consulting business. Like some of the stuff that they don't tell you that they should tell you so that you can figure out if you're actually going to have the longevity in this game. Because at the end of the day, if you have this stuff like clear, you'll be incredibly successful. If not, well, there's an alternative to that. Number one, I want you to consider the value of time over money. I actually learned this the hard way because I was willing to sacrifice time for money. And as a result of that, yeah, I did make money, but I got super overwhelmed. It became next to impossible for me to take on any more clients. I was working all the time. I used to joke that I was like bleeding out of the eyes from Zoom. It was so rough. Instead, what do you want to focus on? Rather than trading time for money, think about what is the biggest impact that our work can do together. Work on focusing on the value of the relationship. What can be accomplished? Does it need to take an hour every single week? 5 hours every single week? Or could we become very strategic? Figure out what you actually want. What's the minimum viable win for this client? Or what's the over-the-top win? And let's figure out how we can do that in the most time-effective way possible. It could be that you're offering different kinds of resources. It could be that you're offering added support, but not one-on-one with people. Think to yourself, how can I maximize the time? Only way you really do that is focusing on the value, the outcome, and not the specific time that you're going to sit together. Even though it's very conventional to say, hey, sit with me for an hour, we're going to create this kind of value. So you want to be very careful of that. Secondly, something else you really want to consider as you're growing and building up your coaching game is the value of understanding that no one is an overnight success. Now, yes, we are, from my read of the market, one of the fastest growing companies, one of the best ability to actually build out your business fast. That being said, we've never seen anyone that becomes a quote overnight success. Either you've got all of the pieces in place, it's just a matter of putting it together, but the reality was you built it over time, or you actually have to stay in the game for a while in order for you to be incredibly successful. What that means specifically is the more that you focus on the process instead of the outcome, the faster the outcome's actually going to come. I took surfing lessons recently on a trip in San Diego, and my surfing coach was like, Jacob, why are you smiling so much? You're not even like surfing yet. And I said, you don't understand. I'm out here every single time I try, I'm getting closer to my ability, the time when I can surf properly. It's like, wow, that's actually a really good insight for life. I was like, yeah, I do this professionally. And what ended up happening at the end, I was actually able to surf because I wasn't getting stressed out that I didn't hit the wave. Each little thing was a victory. And I was learning lessons along the way. The goal was the process, not the outcome. So that's what I really want to encourage you to focus on. The next step, become strategic around your growth. What does that mean specifically? Don't try to do this on your own. And secondly, treat this like a business. I can't tell you how many coaches go broke because they try to treat their coaching business as art, to help everybody, to work for free, to get recommendations. None of that actually works. Figure out how to run this like a business. The easiest way to do it is to hire someone that's actually done what you wanted. All of my coaches, my number one question is, have you done this yet? And do you know how to help? One of my coaches I hired, I'm like, how much money do you make a month? He's like, 500K. I'm like, sick. How many hours a week do you work for that? He's like, 4. I'm like, awesome. How much do I have to pay you for you to teach me how to do that? He said, a certain number, call it $15,000 an hour. I'm like, let's do it, man. So the idea is figure out from someone who's already done it, how to strategically build your business. Because there's so many opinions out there. Oh, I think you should run it like this. I think you should run it like that. My first question is always, have they done this in the coaching world? So it's always easy. The teachers will say, well, build a group program. It's like, okay, cool. Have you made any money doing that? No? Okay. So maybe you want to try something else. So find support from someone that's actually done it, and most importantly, be strategic about how you grow. Figure out the smartest and best way, because there is a premium over your time and experience, and you can't get that time back. In business, you're always going to make mistakes. There's a huge learning curve, and you want to be as efficient as humanly possible in order to minimize all of that. Finally, the network. You have to understand the value of a network. The network is ultimately where all of your money is made and all of your opportunities can be found. So what that means specifically is, do not try to aim for strangers. Don't try to talk to strangers. Can you find strangers who want to hire you? Absolutely. Can you find strangers that you would want to hire as a coach or maybe as a service provider? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, really work on nurturing your network, give to people, make friends, add value, provide value, have conversations. Because the more that you do that, the more you're going to find yourself being able to actually bring people on, or to talk to people, or get referrals from people who know you, who love you, who trust you. You must understand how important it is for you to be able to do that in order to rapidly and strategically grow and scale your business. So find that network, and wishing you the best of luck in growing your business. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you want more, jump over to businesslift.com. I've got a training there, a full half an hour, completely for free, where I take all of the lessons that I learned in the, actually at this point, about $250,000 I've spent on learning the craft of coaching and building coaching businesses and how to build businesses in general. And I just give you like the top 3 secrets for free. So jump over there, businesslift.com, and grab the free training. Thank you so much for your time and your attention.